Invasive species can be any kind of organism. They can be as small as bacteria or a tiny seed. They can be a plant. They could be a fish. They can be any sort of primary or secondary consumer. They can be anything. They become invasive when they are not native to the ecosystem and they cause harm to that ecosystem. Now, the problem is oftentimes they don't look bad or harmful. You might look at them and think that they look just fine or that they belong there. One example in Utah is the Dyers Wolf, is an invasive species. And you look at it and it looks all pretty and yellow, flowering, but it's actually stealing resources from native species. So they don't have the resources they need to survive because the invasive ones are taking them. Invasive species can take things like space, water, air, or nutrients that other native species need to survive. So one example of an invasive species is mussels on a boat. You can get these in different lakes in Utah. One problem is that they can harm the boat. They can get in the pipes of the boat and the motor and the engine, and then the boat won't work. That's a problem for us. We won't like to have our expensive, fancy boat ruined. Another problem is that it can harm the ecosystem. These quagga mussels, if they are taken to different lakes that they are not native to, can become invasive species, and they can steal oxygen from native species. They can produce also a toxin that is released that can harm other organisms in that ecosystem. So what can we do about this? Well, one thing you can do to help stop the spread of quagga mussels is to make sure that you clean your boat really well after each use.